Welcome to Pink Kink,
where we are ready to guide you through the wild and wonderful world of kink.
I'm Princess Rara.
And I'm Dara, the Electro Khaleesi.
Whether you are a baby kinkster, a seasoned pro, or just here for the entertainment, Pink Kink will help you level up your kink knowledge.
Join us as we share our own wild, sometimes awkward, but always entertaining experiences and spill the tea from our combined 30 plus years in the private and professional kink worlds.
So grab your favorite flogger or wand.
Thank you.
And buckle up. You'll learn, you'll laugh, and who knows, you might just spit out your coffee.
Let's get this kinky party started.
Want more Pink Kink in your life? Join our Patreon and get ready for a whole lot of kinky fun and exclusive perks.
As a patron, you'll unlock access to our private Discord server where you can connect with fellow kinksters and chat directly with us. You'll also score adorable pink kink stickers and enjoy a monthly behind-the-scenes podcast packed with juicy tidbits we don't share anywhere else. Plus, get sweet discounts at our Etsy shop, Pink Kink Boutique, and on our online classes at Pink Kink Institute.
But wait, there's more.
More?
Our impactful and electrifying Pink Kinksters get extras, such as bonus content and free digital downloads. Oh, and let's not forget, the Pink Standard of patrons will be recognized as producers on both the podcast and on our website, because we couldn't do this without you.
Pink Kink runs on the love and support of our amazing patrons, so join the party today. Visit us at patreon.com/pinkkinkpodcast or click on the link on pinkkinkpodcast.com.
Today's episode is produced by our electrifying Pink Kinksters. Thank you, Jay, Witcherman, Brianna Lynn, Daddy J, Fabe, William P, Claire, Lady Blooding, Naughty and Nice, Butte Pain, Manda Panda, Kat, Stefan, Shadow Phoenix, Christopher, Brian, Ruby Riot, Enchanted Sparrow, The Wombat, Impact Hazard, Twitch, The Midnight Girl, Sinful, J21, Daisy If You Do, AK Harley Chick, Serenity, Belle, Eric, Lady Affliction, Pumpkin Pie, Ms. Tourmaline, S'more, Hacksaw,
Wee Mad Beastie, Devoted Night, 3 a.m. Thoughts, Crash Override, Iro, Kinky Bear, Spiper No Spiping, Barbie, Navigator Bard, Frost, Coffee and Chaos, Mr. Pillsbury, Peaches, Mighty Owl, Baby Squirrel, Lady and Lex, Chaos Monster, Jessa Lady, Ophelia, Drew, Birchbeard, Lady to Kitten, Cydia Lemon, Noir, Freddie Queen, Princess Ree, Miss Isiv, Godex Bunny, Elysium Rose, Avalia, Gloria, Nora Morapora, and Brix.
All right, so for this one, after last week's episode, I thought really Dara needed something to make her happy.
Yes.
To get her
my juices flowing.
Okay, literally and figuratively on this one. I wanted you to be back in your happy place. Bodily fluids is not your happy place.
No.
So I wanted you to come back to your happy place.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So I said to Dara, you know what we really should do? We haven't done another episode on Electro. Please, let's do one.
Yeah.
And
so give Dara more work. That's her happy place. Yes.
So that's my happy place.
Nobody cares about your happy place.
I care about my happy place. So this is all for Dara. I'm going to hand this over to Dara and see if we can make Dara happy again.
All right, Rara, I can see that you already have your game on your phone ready because you're about to check out. So just be aware, folks, next week it will be my turn to check out and Rara to blast off. So we'll be even.
I'm paying attention. I'm multitasking.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I just want to give a really quick overview once again, because it's been a while since we've had an Electro episode. I really feel like we need to go over like the basics just really quickly. Electroplay is using electrically charged tools to create sensations on the body, right? The goal can be anything from a gentle tingling, and I like to tell people that I can make it feel like I'm just, brushing your skin with gentle tickles to feeling like the hounds of hell are ripping a hole in your back.
Ooh, choices.
Right? And everything in between.
Choices.
It depends on the intensity. It depends on the tool you're using. It depends on the body. It depends, literally, it can depend on how much water you've drunk that day. It can depend on if you're wearing lotion.
So if you drink more water, the zap is bigger?
No, the zap will be less.
Oh.
Because your skin will be more elastic and it will actually spread the electricity out. You'd think it would be the opposite. Because then
we're how many minutes into this, and I've already learned something.
About 3 minutes.
Look at that, and I've already learned something. Well done.
Right? I'm so good. But you would think you would literally think it would be the opposite because water conducts, right?
Yes.
No.
Well, I know that because I watch enough movies to see them drop the toaster or blow dryer into the bathtub to kill somebody. So yes, I know
because in this case, it's the skin is the barrier, and the skin is more elastic and it's able to disperse it better. So that's why you have less when you drink more water. And then other people, of course, just have much higher of a pain tolerance, or their skin is just not accepting of it, that you could just be like, meh. For example, Amity. That chick, unreal. I could not even believe it. I ended up turning this shit up. Okay. I did something.
She just giggled,
right?
So.
No, the problem was I had two people next to each other, and I'm doing this at the same intensity at the same time. And this one chick is screaming bloody fucking murder. And Amity is like, it kind of feels like a kitten is licking my skin. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. So Amity, thanks to you, you broke my branding cherry.
Aww.
So that's how high I had to take it. But yeah, different bodies conduct electricity different ways. So it's incredibly dependent on all these different things in, different days, different levels. You could use high frequency, low amperage electricity, which means you can stimulate the nerves without causing lasting harm when you use it correctly. And this is the episode I'm going to get into not using it correctly. The electricity interacts with the nerves and the muscles, and it creates some really unique sensations. So we're going to talk about that. Different types of electroplay devices. And I know I'm talking fast again because, again, I'm really, really fucking excited.
I was going to say, yeah, whenever you get excited, the speed goes up.
Yeah.
So now that people know this about you, they're going to listen to the episode and can go, oh, Dara was not so excited about this section.
Yeah, you can always tell. You can always tell. When I stop talking, I'm like, meh.
She has no subtitles, folks. We've
no.
established
Well, no,
that.
I have too many subtitles. I have all the subtitles.
Oh, that's true.
So there's there's different types of tools that you can use. My main one is the violet wand, also known as the neon wand. There's not a huge amount of difference between the two. Honestly, they're the same casing, mostly the same thing. The difference is actually in the glass electrodes that are attached to it. You have a couple different types of gas that go into those glass electrodes. You've got argon, which is purple, where the violet wand part came from. You've got neon, which glows orange. There you go. And you've got krypton, which is...
Krypton's got to be green.
No, it's white.
Okay, then that kryptonite is green.
I know. They messed up. The creators of Superman fucked that up because Krypton actually glows white when hit with electricity.
No.
Yeah, no, it's
somebody's wrong here.
And it's Superman.
Okay.
Who made Superman?
I don't know.
Shit, I feel like that's something I should know.
I'll look it up.
Okay, anyway, they're wrong. But that is my absolute favorite joke. And you want to know the person that I got the greatest reaction out of for that?
Who?
Slighted Darkness.
Ah.
Because his favorite color is green.
Yes, it is.
And so
because he's into Superman.
Well, my big, huge class that I did at Winter Fire a few years ago, he was in the audience, which was standing room only, which was amazing. And I did that. I said, and Krypton is, and he screams, green.
Yeah.
And I went, no, white. And the
Jerry,
entire audience lost it.
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster.
Okay, well, they got it wrong. Wrong. All right, so with the violet wand, you can get anything from kind of feeling a little bit sparky to, just gentle little tingles. You can feel ticklish. You can do, mostly with the glass, I do warm up.
Ooh.
Yes.
According to the almighty God that is Google.
Yes.
Krypton as a gas in its natural state is colorless. However, when excited, that's what it says. I'm just telling you what Google says.
Does somebody jerk it off?
I don't know. When excited by an electric charge, it emits a greenish yellow glow.
It doesn't, though.
I'm just telling you what Dr. Google tells me.
Okay.
But it specifically, this is my favorite thing, specifically says when excited by electric
Yeah, I don't like that. That sounds awkward.
So, yeah.
But seriously, it's white in the tube. It's white. It glows white.
Right,
I swear to fuck.
well, it glows white first and then it gets excited.
Okay, so maybe in the wand, it's not excited enough. Maybe you have to.
I don't know.
Maybe it has to be such a high voltage in order to excite.
Maybe you need to rub it a little more, make it more excited.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what it says. It's specifically, quote unquote, excited by an electric
We need to find a different word. I don't. That makes me uncomfortable. I'm excited by electricity. I don't think I want the gas to be excited by electricity.
Okay. It is worth noting, though, that Sherwin-Williams has a paint color named Krypton, which is a crisp, cool blue with a hidden gray undertone.
No. Fuck you, Sherwin-Williams. That is incorrect in all the You're not even excited about it.
Not even remotely excited. How did they come up with this shit?
Oh my God. I don't even.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Continue.
so with not exciting it.
Oh, and it's a noble
God.
gas.
Yes.
It's a noble gas.
Yes, very. It's a baron.
It's a noble gas.
Get it? Or a duke. It's not a duke.
I love it.
It's not that powerful.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue. I went down the Krypton rabbit hole.
You really did. Some of the other things that you can use are electro pads with TENS units, muscle pulses, rhythmic sensations. I literally made somebody orgasm with this. These are the things
she did. I've been there.
Yeah, twice, actually. It was really fun. You attach them to the skin with conductive gel pads. They're kind of sticky, and then you send pulses into the muscles. And that works very differently than the Violet Wand. The Violet Wand is monopole. It's one thing. You put it on the skin. It makes a zap zap. The Electro and the TENS unit one is dipole. So that means two. And you put it on two different spots with the pads, and the electricity goes in between the two pads, which is why if you put two of these pads next to somebody's anal region and send the electricity through it.
Was that the technical term?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
Just checking.
We did it. It's good. I've had somebody on their knees in front of me with several pads. We've had on the pussy lips. We've had on the anal region. And they rocked back and forth like they were fucking a ghost. It was hysterical. Like we were trying, Daddy J and I were trying so hard not to actually laugh and like ruin their buzz. Get it?
Okay, now I have this mental image of fucking Casper. Just continue. I'm sorry.
Well, this is the one that Daddy J said was the deleted scene from Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
This is the picture of that is actually on my FET page. So yeah, we did a thing. You can use these for teasing, orgasm control, forced orgasms, orgasm denial. You can turn it off right before they come. It's amazing.
That's me. I know,
but it's great fun.
I like that.
All right, so you can also use floggers and paddles, combining impact with the shocks. And this is the only way that Ra will do it.
The only way I will let Dara do Electro on me is if we make it an Electro impact.
Which is kind of what got me into building up my electro impact tools in the first place. Now
You're
I have
welcome.
a shit ton. So this is a lot of them you have to kind of make on your own. But Ra, what was the name of the company with three now? I've got three
from them. Little Fox Toy Box.
Right. They're rods with metal balls or discs, or in one case, spikes at the end.
Yeah. The one looks like a hockey puck, but metal.
Yeah. Oh my God, that one is so much fun. And I will use them all in an electro impact scene. So actually, those you can use for both sensual and sadistic. You can go really, really hard, but you can also just kind of drag them across and they tickle. Depends on where you use them. And last but not least, you can actually use cattle prods, mini tasers, stun batons. And these are more intense. These are really, really intense. They are fear-based. They deliver really sharp, really sudden shocks. And they're deliberately meant to startle and create the element of fear in the play.
Like that TikTok of the female, probably cop. Because I know cops.
Mm-hmm. They have to take a taser.
She took the taser and said something like,
"Oh yes, daddy." Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
And the look on the guys' faces who were holding her,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, fuck.
Well, also, she didn't fall down.
No.
She was the strongest one out of all of those videos. And she's yelling, oh, yes, daddy.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the two other cops are like, what the fuck? I don't want to be holding her anymore.
So, yes. So some people do that for fun, folks.
Yeah. They just get tasered. So that's one of the things that I actually will not do is taser people because it's too strong for me to like wrap my head around.
Simple Beauty would bottom for cattle prod.
Yeah. Well, she's also the first one that I ever branded.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
will tell you, not my thing.
Nope.
Probably because I'm not a big Electro fan. Maybe if I was, I would be willing to do that.
I'm a massive Electro fan, and I still won't get branded.
But I'm into the pain.
Right.
You're not. That's what I'm saying.
I like the sensual aspect of it. I've gotten more into the sadistic side. I really have. But my jam has always been sensual. And part of the review again, why do people fucking enjoy this? Rara is like, I don't fucking know. Because honestly, it activates the nervous system in ways that other kinks just don't.
I understand it. I don't agree.
I understand that you disagree. That's fine. You can disagree all you want.
I don't have those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason I disagree. I have watched, trust me, because I've watched you do a lot. I have watched the joy on people's faces. I have listened to the sounds emanating from their body.
It's the equivalent joy of when they do that needle thing, the endorphin button for the first time. It's the equivalent.
Right. But I don't get the endorphin button either. It doesn't work on me.
Okay, well then maybe you're just not an endorphin person.
I need a lot more than 4 needles to get an endorphin rush.
I've had people get off my table and just like wobble because they're really, really high. And I'm like, okay, do you have somebody with you or do we need to sit you on the floor?
It just doesn't went for me. The electricity feels like there's like ants crawling over my body.
Yeah, that's not a fun sensation.
No, it's not. I don't like it.
No. And and that's valid. Some people just don't like it. They try it and they're like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm like, all right, cool, bye.
But I am far in the minority. I've met maybe a handful of people who feel the way I do. The vast majority of people love it.
Most people who have worked with electricity before are like electricians and stuff are the ones that absolutely refuse to even try it because they have so much PTSD from getting shocked. And I
don't blame them.
I don't either. But like, here's the thing. It's a completely different fucking sensation.
Sometimes, when I tell people, most of the time, your fear regarding any type of play, it's a mental hurdle you have to work through. Like with needles, I tell people all the time, this is not going to hurt at the level you think it's going to hurt. It is the mental hurdle, the mental concept that you have to get past.
Well, my problem with needles isn't so much the pain. I mean, I literally stuck a needle in my stomach this morning. I didn't even feel it. Mm-hmm. It's the concept of something foreign under my skin.
Right.
That is the part that I can't deal with.
Right. So again, mental. It's a mental hurdle.
Yes. And you know where I told you where that came from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys. It's from The Mummy. Don't watch the scarab scene. That scarred me for life. Literally.
No, it was second Star Trek movie where they put the bug in the guy's ear.
Yep. Nope.
That haunts me to this day.
So I don't think I watched that until after The Mummy. So The Mummy is the one that did it for me. But I watched those as an adult.
No, so did I as an adult because I'm that old.
Well, not me. They came out when I was a kid. I just didn't watch them until I was an adult.
No, I can't to this day. Ricardo Montalban was the villain. Mr. Rourke, they turned into the villain.
I know.
That was not okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's what I just want to say. Continue.
Sorry. Yeah, that has no meaning to me whatsoever.
No, sorry, I know. But those of you who are as old as I am will.
All right, so I'm going to move on. We're going to talk about 3 core styles of electro play today. So this is mostly geared toward... No, you know what? I can't even say that because my style of play as a top is predominantly sensual with a little bit of sadistic, and then I will throw in some sexual, but only for private clients. I will not do that at a club. I will not do that in a public scene. So sensual, sadistic, and sexual. However, our good friend Bobby, mostly his style of play is sadistic and sexual with a little bit of sensual thrown in. Noir and Vixen, I know they're both more sensual. Cards is probably a mix of sensual and sadistic. And I think that's just about everybody that I know in the area. Photogenic, I think I want to say is more sadistic than sensual as well. But we all throw in a little bit of mix because we're demos.
Well, yeah, it's not that you can't do the others. It's just that's your wheelhouse.
This is what we are known for, is these particular styles. Now, as a bottom, this gets kind of important for you to know, because if you're climbing on somebody's table and let's say you're climbing on Bobby's table and you have to specifically say, I would like a sensual experience, or you're pretty much automatically going to get one that's sadistic. I have people climb on my table and I say, what are you feeling today? Are you feeling like you want the hounds of hell to claw your back out? Are you feeling something a little more sensual? Do you want to climb off this table feeling, kind of floaty? What would you like today? Is what I always ask. And I have people go, I would like you to torture the fuck out of me and make me scream. And I'm like, cool. I got just the stuff for you. And I have people that are like, this is my first time doing this. I would like something light. I want to feel good. I'm like, okay, I got you. Perfection. I can do this for you. And then within each one of these, you can still break each one of them down into different sensations, and quite a few of them overlap. So like sensual electro play focuses on mostly pleasurable, tingly. In the notes, it says hypnotic. I don't know where the hypnotic part comes from, but you do get kind of high in that a little bit. You can use the violet wand. You can use the body contact pads. You can use TENS units for this, but it's more like the lower sensations where it's kind of massage-like. It's more relaxing.
I like TENS unit.
You need one, actually.
I do right now. I have a pinched nerve. I could definitely use it.
I have one in my purse upstairs, right? We could have had you hooked up right now.
Maybe before the next episode.
Yeah, I think we should do that and just to see what happens.
I've had knee problems my whole life. And I almost always would get the TENS unit on my knee, and I loved it.
Well, I think now we need to put one on your neck.
Would you please? Thank you.
So what's interesting about this is, remember how I said a lot of it can overlap? Within the sensual play, you can still include electro impact. It's kind of like when you were hitting me with the deerskin flogger.
Yeah.
And it was just like a light massage, but it was still impact. You can still make it very, very sensual. Sadistic, on the other hand, is specifically designed for like pain, fear, really intense sensations. These are sharper. You can surprise people with them. A lot of time, what's that one? The zapper, the one that you just kind of go and you, it's the red stick looking thing.
Oh, yes. I know those.
Yeah.
I just always called them zapper.
There's probably I think the official term, the official name of this one is like a T-zapper or whatever. So T-zapper. But that's the one that I'll be scratching somebody with something and making it feel really nice and kind of like, ooh, I'm getting a back scratch, and then suddenly zap them in the ass and they jump and scream. I like
Dara
jump scares.
That. She laughs.
I do. I giggle a lot. Jump scares are probably my favorite part of these types of scenes. I do not own a cattle prod. I have been tased with a cattle prod before. That is an intense fucking feeling. It's a lot deeper. So TENS units and the violet wand are surface level. A cattle prod and a taser, that shit goes deep. Fucking bone deep. So that's not stingy. That's straight up pain level. Robert sitting there like, I could use one of those right now. And then the other side of this is sexual electro play. This is more focused on like arousal, it's teasing, it's orgasm control. This one, you can definitely use pretty much anything. You can use the TENS units with conductive loops. You can use insertables, which I am just going to give a quick caveat. If you use insertables for electro, if you are using the glass electrodes that come with a violet wand, please fucking do not do that. Jesus H. Christ on a cracker. They are not designed for internal use. They break easily.
Don't forget the copper IUD.
I'm getting to that. Okay. Because that is my next story. But just holy shit, don't use the ones that come. They're too fragile. They're too thin. They're not medical grade glass. There are ones that are specifically designed for internal use, medical grade glass. They may have something metal incorporated in it to make them stronger. They're double walled. They're a lot thicker. Please fucking, for the love of God, don't use the ones that come with the kit. And then also we were using, I had a brand new insertable. It's a metal and glass insertable. We were using it with the TENS unit for a party. And the girl that I was doing this to, she had volunteered. Her partner comes up, runs over, and shoves this thing all the way up. Ouch. He's like, you're not doing it right. And he just shoved it all the way up. Here's the problem with that. I'm trying to think how to put this. The membrane of the cervix is very thin. So the distance between the vaginal wall and the uterus is not what everybody thinks it is. It's like, I think it's thinner than paper, right? It's really, really thin. It's not like a centimeter thick wall. Anyway, so she had a copper IUD and the electricity hit it, and I have never heard anybody scream like that. And then, of course, he pulls it out of her as fast as he can because he panics, and this thing is still on. So, of course, when it hits the edge of her vagina lips, the electricity was very condensed and it only touched her in that one spot. So she screamed even louder because we had to turn it up for her to actually feel it while it was actually in her vagina. So, moral of the story, don't fucking touch somebody else's equipment when they're in the middle of a scene, even if it's your sub. And also ask if they have a copper IUD if you're going to be doing electro.
I've never even thought of that. I don't know why I always thought of IUDs more like being stainless steel than copper, but...
Well, I mean, now they're plastic, so it kind of depends. But I think older school ones are copper, and then they were finding out that people were allergic to copper. That's a hell of a way to find out.
Oops, daisy.
That's okay. I found out I was allergic to latex that way, so nice. All right, so this is mostly for like hands-free orgasms, edging, remote control teasing. You can do all of that kind of stuff. The importance of finding your personal electro style is you don't have to love every single type. I actually, on myself, I don't like sadistic electro play. I am definitely more into the sensual part and the sexual part. Sadistic, not so much. I'm an emotional masochist, not a physical masochist.
So I'm a physical masochist, so I don't like the sensual stuff at all. But if you add the pain to it, I can take it.
Oh, but it's so much more fun when you just kind of like fuck with rah-rah a little bit during a scene and make it a little bit gentle. And then she like gets really pissed.
And I curse at you.
Yeah, well, that's where my sadist part comes in. It's really fun to do. Some people really love the tingling relaxation of sensual, but others really love the sadisticness of intense shocks. Or you can go for only sexual. You need to kind of experiment and figure out what feels best for you, what style is best for you and your partner. You can mix and match styles. A lot of them overlap. Or you can just stick with what you like the most. There's no right or wrong way to enjoy electro play. It rhymed. It's literally whatever brings you pleasure. Like, that's what you go with. Whatever excites you, and then you just build it up from there. So let's talk about sensual. Like I said, this is my jam. It's, again, enhancing touch. It creates tingles. This is the one that I feel creates the most intimacy between people. Even when you're demoing, it creates a lot of intimacy. You can do electro massage. One of the things that I really love to do, a couple of different items that I use for play, is, first of all, just my hands. When you're dragging just your fingers across somebody's skin, nothing else between you and them, it's really intimate. It's a really nice sensation. We're not talking massage where you're like doing a shiatsu and you're digging into somebody or going with your hands. That's not what this is.
Love your technical terminology.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows what that meant. But it's a gentle, sensual dragging around. You can do it on erogenous zones and incorporate in some of the sexual. But honestly, just running your fingers that have been electrified through somebody's hair really, really sends them off. You can also do a I use a kitchen glove, like the metal mesh glove that you use when you're chopping a lot so you don't accidentally cut your fingers. It's like wearing a gauntlet. It's funny. But I use that in electro play. Thank you, cards, for the idea. And you drag, it enhances the electricity. You drag it across somebody's skin. It is lightly scratchy. And a lot of people really, really love the scratchy sensation. So that part's wonderful. You can also use, again, bringing a little sexual into it. You can also use your tongue. It tastes like you licked a car battery and you can't do it for very long.
Okay, question
However,
for you. How do you know it tastes like licking a car battery? Have you actually licked a car battery?
I'm using a hyperbole,
I'm
rah-rah.
just making sure.
Have you ever actually licked a battery? Not a car battery, just a battery? You didn't do that as a kid?
No.
It's very acidic.
I'm very smart. No.
Okay, well, it tastes like you licked a battery.
Stick my tongue to the ice pole.
Oh, I didn't do that either because I was too scared of fucking Ralphie getting his tongue. No, there's no way in hell I was ever doing that.
I'm very particular about what I put my tongue on. Thank you very much.
I put my tongue on people at risque, so I'm not that particular. I had this one couple.
For somebody who's like petrified of bodily fluids, I find that very fascinating.
Well, it's only if they're not sweaty.
Okay, just checking.
Okay, they had to be clean.
Okay, just checking.
Ugh. But look, there's too many really nice asses that end up on my table for me not to want to take a bite out of them. I'm sorry. I had this one couple though at risque. I think it was not risque, fet ball. I think it was one of my first years doing it. And I told them about the tongue thing. This dude had his sub bent over my table and literally flipped up her skirt and licked her asshole. Just right there while she was electrified. And I'm going, oh, okay, that's how we're going to play this. Cool, you do you. And she was writhing, squirming, screaming all over the table. So yeah, it's a thing. Okay, so one of the things you can do for this, it's really, really useful, is using the body contact cable. There's lots of different ways that you can do this. You can have the flat one where you just stick it in somebody's underwear or pants and just have them hold on to it. This is for indirect play. Or I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. It's actually for reverse, where the bottom is the conductive one and you, the top, are using tools to ground. And that is what's making it more, well, that's how you just do it. You just use the tools. Another way is if you have the bar version of the body contact cable where they're holding it in their hand. This is my preferred method because it's a lot easier for them to let go as their safe word. And in a place like a club, like risque, that is the best possible thing to use. They don't have to say anything. They just drop it and the electricity cuts off. You can do kind of lighter versions of the electro impact play. Like we said, you can use a lighter kind of flogger. I wouldn't use the silicone ones for this. Those can be kind of intense. But what you can do with them is not only can you hit somebody with the flogger or a light paddle, but you can also dance it across their skin. You can use the Mylar flogger. It's not a hitty tool. You kind of like drag it across and you dust them a little bit with it, like a little pixie dust kind of sensation.
Pixie dust.
And it's painful, but not like really intense pain. It's just enough. It's really, really nice. Feathers can be conductive. You can get different kinds of fur that can be conductive. Silk can work pretty well sometimes too. I know that leather can be. Wool. You can make a flogger out of wool socks. Wool is very conductive. And you can also use...
Wait a minute. Wool is very conductive.
Mm-hmm.
So sheep are in trouble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever, I've zapped people through wool socks before. It's highly conductive. One thing that is not very conductive that doesn't work very well is is latex, actually. That sort of blocks it. So it doesn't work very well. And I have not found a conductive gel that works in all the time I've gotten several. I've not found a single one that actually works. All I have found is you put the conductive gel on and it sort of disperses the electricity across a wider area. And rah-rah, what's the rule with electricity about surface area?
Okay, hold on.
Pop quiz.
Hold on. I'm thinking. The smaller the surface area, the higher the
more intense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So with conductive gel, you did. With the conductive gel, all that does is kind of spread the sensation out so it kind of dilutes it a little bit. In my experience, if you guys have found one that actually works, please God send me some. Flowers are also conductive.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, roses. Huh. Roses specifically are the ones that I've used. I haven't tried different flowers.
What is it about all these odd things you would never, that they don't have metal in them?
No, they don't. But there was a guy at Fet Ball who handed me a rose one time and said, this is conductive. You should use it. And I was like, the fuck? So I tried it and it totally works. The rose petals are conductive.
So you use it like a tool and you just drag it across somebody. That would be really sensual. Oh my God.
Hi guys, Future Dara here in editing mode. Since we recorded this episode, I went to Exotica and I got a new toy that I wanted to share with you, and this section here is the most appropriate part for it. The Dungeon Store actually has a new item on their website, and it's called the Zombie Clip. It turns out that anything that was once living is conductive. So you can use things like rose petals or leaves or butterfly wings or dragonflies or hell, spiders if you're into that, which I am most definitely not. But if you are, fantastic. So if you get this zombie clip, plug it into the wand, and then attach something that was living, hence zombie clip, to this thing and then electrify it, it's such a weird sensation, but it's also one of the coolest things toy-wise that I have ever gotten to play with, just because the concept is so wild. But anyway, hope you guys grab one if you're interested. I'm going to be using it probably next week after this episode airs, and I will let you guys know in a future episode how it goes.
Can you imagine being on a bed of rose petals and electrified?
Okay, so that little tip right there.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of the posts on social media for the week.
Okay.
I bet you most people don't know that.
Oh my God. Well, of course, again, you have to be careful with it because if you have a bed of rose petals and you're laying on it, the sensation is going to be more spread out. But what you could do is lay in the bed of rose petals and then take them and sort of like drag one petal at a time, or you can drag the petal across nipples or inside of the thighs.
Do you have to do it that way versus I hold the stem and drag it?
The very first time I ever did this was holding the stem.
And it still works.
Still worked.
Okay.
Beautifully.
They were the one holding the...
They were holding the body contact cable, so they are electrified. They are the conductor, and then the rose is the ground.
See, to me, that's so romantic and sensual. That would be so amazing to do in a sensual scene.
I've actually tried it several times. The guy brought me a couple of flowers. You could also do it with metal flowers, but... Again,
it's not as romantic.
No, it's really not.
Actual rose.
It's an actual rose. I'm not even joking when I say it's conductive.
Love it.
Could you imagine, like, we should get like a whole bunch of different flowers and experiment. Like, can you imagine with like lilies? With the longer petals.
Okay, so here's the funny thing for me. I probably couldn't tell you what most, like if you put a bunch of flowers in me, I could tell you the tulip and I could tell you.
Ooh, tulip would be fun.
I could tell you the rose. And maybe a carnation, but like the rest, I don't know that I would know them by sight.
Okay, so I have several different kinds of lilies growing in my backyard, and actually, no, in my front yard too. So I could like grab one and try this.
Experiment, Daddy J, we need your help.
Oh, he'd love it. He would absolutely love it. Okay, so incorporating playfulness into each one of these things is like super duper important to me and Rara. So you could do like pretending to charge your partner up like a battery and then hug them.
You're charging them because they need more juice. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm. You do that.
Right? Because if they're all charged up, they're going to have a lot of juice if you do it
right. One of my favorite things to play is writing or drawing something on their skin, on their back, and they have to guess what it is. You ever play that game
as
where
a
you
kid
use as
with
a
the fingernail? Yep.
But this time you're using
So this is the adult version.
Yes, but this time you're using like the electricity. I've done like highly smiley faces and hearts, and I drew like a sun with sunglasses on it one time. One of my favorite things to do is write my name on them in like cursive. I do like this big fancy cursive D in calligraphy style, and yeah. And I was like, I just marked you.
As somebody who's got an evil stick, that's the letter R. That I'm constantly marking people as mine. I can respect that totally.
Well, I put mine like in a almost pencil mode and I start like writing with it. It's great. You could literally just make jokes and be funny. And I do this as a way to like kind of ease people who are nervous and just want to have like a really good time into the kind of like an easier sensation type thing. When I do this for a client, it's when they tell me they don't want to go into like super deep subspace. So I make it super casual, super light. I talk to them the entire time that they're having the sensations. I tell them, okay, this is what we're doing. And then I just kind of make it silly and make jokes out of it. Okay, so really quick, where to get a violet wand with the gas electrodes to create these soft, tingly sensations. You can get it at my favorite, the Dungeon store. You got the Violet Wand store. You got the Kink store. You've got DV8, which is online only, and they don't really travel around, but I also have a couple of issues with them. So it's kind of, some of the stuff is good, some of it isn't. Don't get the body contact table from DV8. They suck. You can get stuff from Electro Kink Lab. I think Mr. S Leather online has some stuff for it. Feathers and Chains, you can get them at, again, the Violet Wand store and Etsy. Etsy has a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of independent people that make stuff on Etsy. All right, when you're doing this, always, always, always start at the lowest setting and increase it gradually. Let your person know that you're increasing it. You need to let them know. You can't just start off really hard because different people feel it differently. So you have to start off light. If you're going for a lighter sensation, you need to be light. You need to avoid the head. Well, face. Because again, running your fingers through somebody's hair or using one of those head scratcher things, you know, the prong.
I love those.
Oh
Except
my God.
for the messing up my hair, but I love the feeling.
Yeah, but it's kind of worth it. Like, you can always put your hair back down. But like, God damn, does that feel good. What's her face? Missy used to say that she would orgasm from that when I would do electro on her. She was my first electro slut.
Oh, you never forget your first.
No. She used to come to every single party and be right on that table. You need to avoid crossing the heart. Please, God, don't put these directly on the chest, especially a TENS unit. Absolutely the effing fuck not. You need to avoid things with metal implants. Piercings are okay. Like, you just say, hey, if I hit a piercing, it's going to, get an extra shock level. If they don't want that extra shock level, avoid it. Things like tungsten, if they happen to have a tungsten piercing, is it tungsten? Not tungsten. Tungsten works too. Stainless steel is going to be shocky. Gold is going to be shocky. I had somebody actually who had like a Jacob's ladder on his penis of piercings, and he would trade them in when he got to my house, and he would put in the more electrified stuff so that I could zap it.
We still haven't tested. We talked about this years ago about fucking a penis that has like a Jacob's ladder or some sort of piercing, and then electrifying the person with the piercing and seeing if the person who's fucking them can feel it.
Yeah, we still haven't tried that.
That's still on our bucket list.
We should experiment and watch that happen.
I would be willing to accept the electricity, be able to check off my bucket list of fucking.
I feel like it wouldn't do a whole lot though. Because
we don't know. That's why we have to experiment for science.
Okay, but just based on experiences with other ways of putting it in the vagina, it's a lot of surface area in there. Okay, we'll experiment.
Experiments have a working theory. And then you do the experiment to either prove or disprove
your
theory.
God, we have a hypothesis.
So we have a hypothesis. And now we have to prove or disprove that hypothesis. Okay? We are scientists, people.
I will, of course, be controlling the electricity. Let's be real.
I will be one of the test subjects because I want to fuck a penis with multiple piercings.
Okay. All right, we got to move into sadistic. This one, again, focuses on fear and pain and psychological control. You can have jolts, you can have unpredictable shocks, you can have punishment play. This one has like a mix of discomfort and mental anticipation. This can be fear play. This can be people who want to push the limits with intense sensations. You can get a lot of adrenaline going with this. You can also do a lot of like power and control with this one. You can adjust the pain levels. You can be super unpredictable about it. It's a lot of fun. I don't do it as often as I do the sensual, but it is still a lot of fun. One of my favorite ways to do this is when I have kind of it's higher up on the intensity scale, and I've got somebody laying down and they're a wiggler. And I sort of hold the implement very, very close to the skin, almost to the point where it is arcing. And that's when the electricity jumps from the violet wand directly to the skin, and it makes like that little zzz, kind of, it's very pinpointed.
Again, technical terms.
Very.
The zzz.
My sound effects are on point. But they breathe wrong, or they breathe too deeply, and they hit the electricity and they jump, which makes them hit it again, which makes them squirm, which makes them hit it again. And then I tell them, I'm not doing this. You're doing this to yourself.
It's a beautiful, vicious cycle.
I love it. And then they go, oh my God, I can't stop. Wait. Because every time they get zapped, they wiggle. And they can't stop themselves from wiggling. The only way to get this to stop is to stop moving, which they can't do because they're a wiggly person. It's wonderful. So like I said, you could absolutely add a shitload of play into this, which brings me to our next game. None other than Operation.
It's a great game.
I would not call that a sensual game in the slightest. That is definitely sadistic. Operation, y'all.
Especially if they're allergic.
Oh, let's not. That was terrible. I felt so bad for her. Oh my God. The way I had to put so much aloe and Benadryl on her when we got home. Oh my God. But there was
But
also
it was sadistic.
But not in a fun, good way. That was medical emergency level. We had to stop the scene and take her home. Like, remember, I had to pack everything up and we had to like emergency take her back to my house. But the other problem was we had somebody who was using an implement that was not pre-approved by the person, by me, by anything. It was
Which
bad.
is why, folks, consent is a fucking thing. Do not touch anybody without consent. And even if you have their consent to touch them, make sure you are crystal clear about what you are touching them with.
So,
because you want it to be informed consent.
We were using fingers. We were using pliers. Okay, let me explain how the game works first. Person's laying down on the thing on the bench, and they're holding the body contact cable. And so they're electrified. And we put, you know what? This would also be really fun to play with rose petals. But we put paper towel shreds, little tiny confetti pieces of paper towel on them, and pluck them up. And the fun part about that is every time you pluck it, not only does the person on the table get shocked, but so do you. But in this case, we were using pliers. And it turns out that this poor girl was allergic to ionized metal really, really badly. So she had all these teeny tiny marks from all these little, just little hair plucking pliers, the kind that you tweeze your eyebrows with. So not even pliers, tweezers. That was what we were using, was tweezers. All these little tiny marks started showing up, and we're like, damn, you're really sensitive. And she goes, this really is starting not to feel good. It kind of itches, kind of burns, like not in a good way. And then this person pulls out a pair of giant fucking electro grade pliers and starts pulling it up. And I think pinched her skin at 1 or 2 points, but it was like really big welts started showing up. Normally, this is a super fun fucking game. In this case, it was not a super fun fucking game. So it was sadistic in a bad way. I called red once I saw the welts that were showing up, and they were starting to like be more raised than what would be considered normal in Electro. And we were just like, nope, fuck this. Packed everything up, took her home. I think I used an entire tube of Benadryl cream on her.
So at Naughty Noel this past year, I saw somebody, I was doing needles on one of the massage tables, and next to me, the other massage table, a guy came and set up his surgical unit. Mm-hmm. He brought the old Operation game.
Oh, I love it.
But had hooked it up.
Made it worse?
To whatever, the electricity.
Yeah.
So that when you did it and you got zapped, it wasn't just the quick little, like, where to bounce. Like, you felt that zap all the way up so much your fun. Arm. He was he got into it. He had on a lab coat, so it really, and made it really look like a surgical unit.
Well, we Cards designed Electro Twister, and that was super fun. You could also, he's working on a way to do like a shock floor, like having the electricity be underneath like a metal pad that you're standing on, and then you turn it up and you get shocked through your feet. So one of my parties once, we did like a little electro party, and we did like an electro game show. kind of a thing where Vixen was actually trying to study for a test, and she had all these like cards and stuff that we were quizzing her with, and every time she got one wrong, we zapped her.
Oops.
Yeah, she did really good on that test, actually. She did a good job, but it was super fun. And it was intense enough that it was like a ooh kind of a thing and not like a kind of a thing. Again, with the technical terms. Okay, we're going to get into some sexual type things. Again, I already told the story about the bad parts, but this is also really, really good for, you can incorporate the sensual with the rose petals. You can incorporate the sadistic if you're into that. But this is a lot of internal stimulation. And then with penis people, you can use a TENS unit with these loops, I guess we call them. Basically cock rings. They're like silicone cock rings that hook into the TENS unit. You put one at the base and you put one just under the head, and then you control the sensation. I've had people screaming that they're having an orgasm for like 45 minutes. They weren't. They weren't even hard. I've had people say, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, because they're into CBT. They're into the cock and ball torture, and they want me to literally torture them. I've had people hooked up to that with TENS unit pads on their balls, and I'm doing 2 different things at the same time. I now have a collection of 4 different kinds of TENS units. So I can do a lot. I can have it on their ass, their inner thighs, their balls, and the penis all at the same time. Notice, I have never once put a TENS unit on a breast or on chest tissue or anything like that because it is too close to the heart, and that is bad.
Bad.
Bad, bad, bad. One thing that actually, I was looking at some stuff on how to like make up a game, and now I want to play this. Orgasm roulette. I really want to play this now. So they like spin a number or get like a random number generator, and they have to hit the button. And then the generator decides when the electro stops or intensifies. So like if you're on like a 20-point system for the electro, which is what my TENS unit, one of my TENS units goes up to is like 20 point. And it lands on a 15, then that's what the intensity level is. And then they spin it again and it goes down to like a 2, and you have to take it down to a 2. So it goes back and forth. Or if it lands on a 5, then they can come. But they can't come unless it hits a 5. So any of those things would be super duper fun. So one thing that I want to talk about a lot with this, and I know I didn't go really into the sexual part, but again, there's so many different things that you could do with that, with internal stimulation, with external stimulation. You could do a TENS unit, you can do a violet wand. Actually, one thing that I forgot to mention with that is I have made people come using an acupuncture pen, and that one you can get on Amazon, and we'll probably put up a link for it. But I held it to someone's clit and made her come from the electrical sensations on her clit. And that was the person that I thought was broken because she wouldn't move. She like got stuck in the orgasm position for a while. And I'm just like, is she broken? Did I break her? Like, what's happening? And then her boyfriend comes over and is like, no, it's okay. That's what she does. But I want to end this on something that I promised several episodes ago that I would do. Rara,
Yes.
This was my attempt at a kerfuffle.
Yes.
I can't
But
truly
she's
call it a
still-
kerfuffle.
She's still a baby kerfuffler.
I'm a kerfuffleite. I am nowhere near the kerfuffle hoe that Rara is.
I am a kerfuffle hoe
And
of the top order.
Yes, you are the
Kerfuffle hoist.
I was going to say mother superior of the kerfuffleos.
I don't do Mother Superior
Well,
personally.
good because they're Catholic. But,
That's my point.
I attempted to do this, but it failed miserably. So this is the point where I'm just going to have to tell you what happened. There is a company, I guess, on TikTok called Nuderma Wand that is trying to sell a violet wand. Now, granted, it is a very light version of the wand. It doesn't have nearly the power that my wands have. Even my digital wand is more powerful than this shit. However, they're broadcasting it as a tool to use for beauty. The original violet wand, Nikola Tesla, this thing debuted in Popular Mechanics in the early 1900s. And was in the Chicago World's Fair. I mean, that's how fucking old this thing is.
It's older than me.
Yeah, by a bit. It's a little bit.
That's how old it is.
By several years. They advertised it in Popular Mechanics, and you can still find the advertisement for it online, as being able to cure, let me see if I can get all of this, anal polyps, rickets, depression, histrionics, the woman thing, which, yes, granted, it probably could cure that because you just give yourself an orgasm and it's fine. And my personal favorite, demonic possession. I fucking love that it can cure demonic possession. Like, that's amazing, right? How many people you know that have had that problem and you just get a violet wand and you're like, oh, demonic gone, no problem. So they're marketing this, and of course, since I have interacted with almost every single one of these videos, I get more of them showing up. And every single time I say, this is snake oil, this is bullshit, please don't do this, because here is what they're saying this thing can do now. It no longer cures demonic possession, unfortunately, but it can cure, wrinkles, pimples, fat, and what was the other one? Oh, yeah, like if you have discoloration on your skin, like from acne scars or chickenpox scars or just like rosacea, apparently it cures that. Like, no, it fucking doesn't. Are you kidding me? You sound like something from 1907 when electricity first started showing up. You're like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. It can cure everything. Like, you sound like a leftover Victorian woman who just learned what electricity is. Like, seriously, it's the scene from Downton Abbey when Violet goes, oh, all those vapors from the electricity. No, bitch, that's not how this works. And here's the worst part. They're saying the argon gas, which, by the way, is trapped inside a glass tube, interacts with the ozone outside, and that's what cures the wrinkles. And the neon interacts with the ozone outside of the wand, and that's what helps your pimples. No, it fucking doesn't. It can't interact with the ozone on the outside because it's in a glass tube.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm like choking. I'm like
okay
so worked
there?
up. I'm fucking choking. I
know.
hate this. So I stumbled across a live once a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh,
It's a lie.
my time has come. Oh, also, electricity cannot bring people back from the dead. I just,
We've tried.
that would be fiction. Well, they squirm like they're coming back from the dead, but that was fiction. That can't actually happen. Sorry, you cannot make your own Frankenstein's monster. Did he have a
Damn,
name?
there goes my plans for later today.
Oh, also in Rocky Horror Picture Show, I think they also use electricity to make him
Rocky.
alive. For Rocky, yeah. So I get on this live and I start telling them, please don't actually put that on your face. That is actually dangerous. And she ignores me. And then she puts it on her chest. And don't forget to put it, she used the mushroom style attachment and she puts it on her chest. I'm like, oh, Jesus, don't do that. Don't tell people to do that. That is too close to your heart. Don't fucking do that. Ignores me. So finally I said, when this first was released, it was able to cure rickets and demonic possession and anal polyps. That's when she read it out loud and goes, oh, thank you for telling me about that. I didn't know that. Did you read it? Did you actually understand what I said? Did you not feel the sarcasm coming through the TikTok?
Apparently not.
Like, come on. Use common sense. Don't put electricity on your face. Don't put electricity on your chest. Please. Anyway, if you see the new Derma wand people, they're all over TikTok right now. Please interact with them and say, this is kinky. This is a kink toy. Everything you got, just throw it at them because it's hilarious. And I got blocked, so now I can't do
Yeah,
it
I mentioned
ever
the
again.
anal polyps because that'll get them.
Well, apparently demonic possession is a new thing that you can now cure with electricity all over again. It was gone for about 150 years, and now it's back.
Oh, then how do we get some of those
Maybe
in the
100.
White House?
Honey, they're not demonically possessed. They're just stupid.
Some of them are demonically.
I think Hegseth might actually be demonically possessed. Elon. Well, no, that's not true. He's not possessed by a demon. He's possessed by an alien.
Probably.
Oh my God, did you see that alien movie that was actually set in South Africa?
No.
Oh my God. You need to watch it. It was apartheid, but it was aliens instead of like people. And I think Elon might actually be one of those aliens. Okay, that's it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm like sitting here holding my head like I'm possessed by a demon. Anything to add, Rara? Or
No.
okay.
I think this is a lot of fun.
And you learn stuff.
I learned stuff within the first 3 minutes, folks.
Yeah, plus the roses. That was later.
The roses. Now I have thoughts.
Oh. Well, we'll get our experiment on and report back to you.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you enjoyed what you heard, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a minute of our fun and educational content. New episodes drop every Friday.
If you love what we do and want to help us keep creating, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/pinkkinkpodcast. You can also support our affiliates to benefit small businesses and us at the same time.
No extra cash? No problem. You can still help by spreading the word about your favorite kinky podcast. Share us with your friends, and don't forget to rate and review us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Those 5-star reviews mean the world to us. And those 5-star reviews go a long way in boosting our podcast through the algorithm and reaching more listeners.
Sign up for our Pink Kink Institute classes. Shop at our Etsy shop, Pink Kink Boutique. Stay connected with us on social media. You'll find all the links on our link tree posted in the show notes.
Your support means the world to us. So until next time, stay pink
and level up your kink knowledge.